Yeah, Nigeria. Africa.
Well, considering the history, it's expected.
Would you say, is it on the rise now? Because I keep on telling Africa's rising.
Sorry, come always. Oh, come and take her upstairs for me. She wants to go there. Oh, yeah, follow. You want to see upstairs? Huh? Let him take you upstairs. Yeah, I mean, when you understand what happened during slavery.
Yes, I'm a part of what happened.
After slavery, we had colonialism.
Now you got neo-colonialism.
Yes, and then any African government that was good, like Lumumba or Kwame Nkrumah, was overthrown. And their puppets, who probably participated in slavery, their descendants were put in power. And from then, the mission has always been to destabilize Africa with bad education, and always, I mean, Africa mustn't see the light of being able to govern itself, because then Africa will control its future resources and all that, and that will be detrimental to Europe, Asia, and America.
Well, then you know about Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger.
Yeah, but then again, don't forget, the way they have gone is not really they're not self-sufficient in what they are doing. They are going through with the help of Russia.
Yeah,
I just hope that...
But the help, you need somebody's help. You don't make your own guns.
What's his name? Why do we want to go through guns again? Guns are guns are the problem.
But you know, the opposition has guns. It's killing you, and it's using your people to kill you because they're supplying them a gun because you can't give them enough food. There are people out there
saying it that way, yes.
Yeah,
but
I mean, they're using people. They're using people. You're gonna have to fight. It would be good to do like Martin Luther King said, peace and everything. Well, we didn't accomplish that. It's gonna take a revolution. So it's going to take weapons, it's going to take power. And I think one of the things that they are doing is that they're putting your people in the forefront, and at least they're making a move. So what else can you got to make it? You got to start, somebody got to do something.
I'm not saying it's right or wrong, I'm just saying it's unfortunate we have to go through another kind of European nation to free us from our predicaments. That's what I'm saying.
Wait a minute. They're doing different. You go back, the European nations. They did not go back. Russia is self-sufficient. They got their own gold, they got their own silver, they got their own oil, they got everything. They're not using you. Like Europeans don't have their own, so they
I'm not in favor of I'm totally against what you
but I wish we could.
I don't know. But when you see the Russians, it's not like they didn't participate in slavery. They were probably too far away. But when you see what happened in Russia, the Soviet Union, how they were colonizing all the...
But who did you get the news about Soviet Union from? All the news we get about them...
You are very anti-American. I am not anti-American from your perspective. I am very pro-Pan-Africanism. I just said I wish Africa could do it alone.
Okay.
Now, and I have nothing against Russia. But I'm not going to choose between Russia, America, and Europe. If you tell me to choose, I will say again, I wish Africa could have its own intelligence, make its own defense. Africa could do it on its own. When you start to rely on other people for favors, who says they're not going to want a favor in return?
Okay.
So I'm not saying what's happening in Burkina Faso or anywhere is right or wrong. I'm just saying I wish Africa was enlightened enough to do it on its own. Thomas Sankara tried to do it on his own and he was killed, right, by his best friend. And probably France got his best friend to kill him. Lumumba was killed by the Belgians. We know that America, Britain, and all these nations participated in his death. So, I'm not defending them. I'm just saying it's sad that after all these years, we still have to rely on somebody. Some African countries are even relying on China. They're signing contracts. I don't see the contracts, but from what I hear, those contracts are like slavery in a way. Some people say it's nice, but they say they own like the railway line or the airport in Kenya. I don't know if it's true. I haven't seen it. I'm not there. This is what we see on social media. So I cannot.
I understand what you're saying.
I'm just saying, after all these years again, it's sad.
I'm the same as you.
I'm not saying, I don't know.
I wish we could.
If there's no news you are going to get from America that is going to be pro-Russia, no way. There's no news you are going to get from Europe that is going to be pro-Russia. Do I like Russia? I have absolutely nothing against Russia.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
Let me say this.
I've never been there.
I'm not against anyone. I'm pro for us. I'm pro for us. I'm not in support. I wish if we would get together and we would do it and we would stand on the claim.
That would probably take another 200 to 300 years for us to do that.
You think so?
Yes, because we are divided religiously on the ethnic grounds. There are so many things they have used to divide us. Look at Nigeria, for instance. Right now, there's so much ethnic division and religious division right now. We can't agree on anything right now. Our problem are the politicians. But somehow they have brought tribalism inside the issue, religion in the issue, and everybody has forgotten what unified us. It was Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Patrice Lumumba, my father. It was those teachings of unification. Africa has gone completely out of line. Look at South Africa with the hatred towards other people. And it's not just them, it's probably in most African countries today. Nobody even sees Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's dream for us to unite. Now just imagine, we had a railway line from Lagos to Johannesburg. We could develop ourselves, create our own jobs, start to invest in our universities. The universities in Nigeria were one of the best in the world. Suddenly we are one of the worst in the world. But we know we are not. It's not like we are dumb. We have great surgeons, engineers working in Europe and America, in Russia, in Scandinavia. We have Africans everywhere contributing to the development of other countries, but failing to develop our land. So I was telling somebody the other day, the General Hospital in Lagos, between 69 and 75, was so clean. As a child, I used to want to fall sick because everything was so clean and good. Everything worked. Most of all those doctors left this country to go and work in Europe, America, Canada. If they had stayed to fight to preserve those hospitals, probably would not be here. But all of them lost hope then. All of them condemned the situation then. But Europe and America and all these countries didn't get to where they were by running away from the problem. They stayed to battle to fight. They had so many civil wars. America went to their war. They are still fighting because they don't even agree in their democratic system. So, because they have nowhere to run to, so they stand to fight for change. We run away from the change. And those that fight, in many cases, are the wrong ones, who fight again to oppress and be corrupt themselves. So that's why I think it's going to take probably another 100 years that a generation will come and truly understand those teachings that people like us grew up with. So again, let me emphasize, absolutely nothing against any super nation or European or whoever, Russia, who comes to help us like a brother. It's not even possible really on this planet to live an isolated life. It's not possible. If we are going to be honestly frank, it's not possible. I hope Russia's involvement there is genuine. If it is, good for Africa. If it's another format of slavery, again, sorry for us. But I'm very anti-violence. very anti-violence. I wish there was another way into combating a problem without violence. I wish we did not need guns to fight for.
We might not fight, but
There is no way we are not. Look at when you see what's going on in Congo. Who is supplying the guns? Who is supplying all these things? Who supplies the ammunition for us to kill each other? You know, so it's convenient for us to kill ourselves.
Do you know who is supplying?
We definitely not us, because we don't make ammunition.
Well, who is supplying?
Europe or America or China, so definitely, because they need the quota and all that. So somebody, we know we don't produce those weapons. So somebody supplying those weapons, brainwashing us, and stupid us, what are we doing? We're listening to it and we're killing ourselves. And that's been the story since.
Well, what they're doing, sir, they're recruiting people that are good and promising them something to eat. And because they're hungry.
Yes, this is just a minute aspect of what we're. When you look at it religiously, when you look at.
I don't want to look at it religiously.
But it's there. The religion is there.
Yeah.
You see, okay, let me take for instance. You see, we have the born agains in Nigeria. I'm not their problem. They should go and convince the northerners who are Muslims to change. And then they will understand all they know there is Islam. And they don't want to change. They don't care about Pan-Africanism, most of them. Because Islam has so put its claws into Africa that it's impossible to change many of those Africans to go back to our own way. So I am very pro going back to our own way, trying to find where our ancestors were to propel ourselves forward. And I am a believer that this is the way forward for Africa. But do I think it will happen in my lifetime? Definitely not. I don't think so. So I'm sorry I have to go because I have to work tonight.
I appreciate you talking.
So I'm not, I'm even a fan of Russia because I like them, because they're very committed to, I like their gymnastics. I used to be, because my grandmother, on my maternal side, she was very pro-Russian. She just was very, because the propaganda against Russia by the Americans was too obvious and she didn't like it. So I lean more to Russia than America. The government is bad. Doesn't mean I've met great American people. I've met great French. But what France is doing to Africa is terrible. I have a lot of French friends. I have a lot of business partners that are French or German. But what their ancestors did is nothing. I'm not going wrong. So you see, and I do know Africans have committed a lot of crimes themselves up to date. An African will betray his sister or the brother just for his personal or her personal gain to get a better life in Europe or America. So we sell this whole continent. We do that to ourselves. So, is it really about talking about Pan-Africanism, or should we be talking about humanity? Because we do know there are bad black people, good black people, bad white people, and good white people. So if we become anti...
Sir?
Yes?
Can I just say something?
Yes, please.
It's not the idea about white people, because actually, the majority of the white people, when you say white people, it's those who are ruling that are white.
Yes, yes.
It's not the everyday white person.
Yes, what was
The corporations that are ruling.
They even oppress their people.
The corporations that are ruling and that have the power.
Yes,
it's not a whole lot of people.
Yes.
It's not a whole lot of people.
And they even themselves, they spread racism because by keeping our minds like that, then they get away with what they want to get away. Why don't they promote unification and unity of the human race? Why don't they truly promote it in schools and all this? They spread hate. They spread hate against humanity. And they have always used hate as a doctrine.
They use hate because people in power.
Yes, because
make money from it.
Hate is powerful. So the more they spread hate, and they have a way of systematically spreading this hate, and they pretend as if it's not them, but it's them. It's them. And they make all the money, they sell all the guns, but then they tell us no wars. They propaganda no wars, but then they keep selling the guns. They keep making the bombs. They go and bomb Iraq, bomb Afghanistan, bomb everywhere, but then they will go using the United Nations. Hey, no wars, hey! If you really truly mean that, let's stop making weapons of mass destruction, for instance. So I know all this, I know that game, and it's boring because it's so obvious. So let me go. Nice talking to you.
Hey, this is Jamila, and you're watching Africa Speak